Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the next Train Simulator Classic request video. We're up to video number 8, and this one was requested by Northlander, his second such request video. As I mentioned in a previous video, I have no problem at all with people requesting multiple videos. Once you've done once you've made a request and the video is up, you are quite welcome to make another request. There is no limit, it's not a one-shot deal. I'll also add now, because I keep forgetting to say this at the end, that if you have a request that you want to make, then click on the link in the description. It will take you to the last Train Simulator Classic stream that I did, and yeah, it will start the playback from the moment that I go through the locomotives and the routes that I have available, so you can see what your selections can be. Just bung your request in the comments there, and away we'll go. Now, I could thank Northlander for this one, but yeah, strangely I'm not going to, because, well, the route he's chosen is West Coast Main Line over Shap. No problem, done the route plenty of times, and he gave me pretty much free rein as far as the conditions and the time. So I've chosen spring, cloudy, and the time will be 2:30 PM. The only other specific that he stated is that he wanted Penrith station to feature in this video. So we'll make it the dramatic climax of the video. So we are going from Preston to Penrith. It is a journey of about 72 miles, and it is, according to the ETA, it is going to take just over an hour, so it's not going to be a particularly long video. At least it won't be a long video as long as things go according to plan, because even though I have the Class 87 selected here, which would be the ideal locomotive to use on this route, he doesn't want me to drive a Class 87. Oh, no. The locomotive that I will be driving on this one will be his choice. This, the Class 52. Cheers. Now, I'm going to go with 7 coaches. I've no option as far as freight. It is a passenger service only. Well, that or light engine, but doing light engine is pointless. I'm sticking with BR Blue. So we're not going to have the maroon one, which you saw, there. And yeah, as far as desert sand goes, yeah. So right, so it's British Rail Blue Class 52 with 7 Mark 1 coaches. I really wished it was Mark 2s, but no, Mark 1s. So the braking on the coaches is not great. Right, departure destination set. We are all ready. Let's get this show on the road. So the Class 52 ran pretty much exclusively on the Riviera line in Cornwall. The furthest sort of northwest it ever got was probably Bristol. Consequently, trying to get over the Pennines was not in its design brief, and I suspect it's going to struggle a bit on this line, and I suspect that Mr. Northlander probably knows that I'm going to struggle on this route. I say I've done the route plenty of times before, but not in a Class 52. So here we are. Let's let some passengers get on board and let's take a look. So here is our Class 52 with our 7 coaches. So we are leaving from platform 3. Now I have driven the Class 52 a few occasions. Every time I've driven it, it has been on the on the Riviera line. So let's see how we do here on a line that this loco was never built to run on. The 52 was also one of the hydraulic locos, and despite the fact that I do seem a bit sort of reluctant when it comes to doing this route, I don't have a bad thing to say about the 52. It's a fine loco. It is certainly powerful. This 7 these 7 passenger coaches I'm pulling will not present an issue for this thing in any way at all. The only thing that is going to cause it problems is, say, trying to get over some of these rather steep climbs. So we're into an 80 mph section. Let's go full throttle. I don't think this 110 mph section that's coming up is going to really be something to consider. Trying to see if it says what the top speed of this loco is. I suspect it could do 90, but I think we'd be certainly giving it real, being very optimistic to think that it could do beyond that. It may even struggle to do 90. It could be that 80 is its top speed. I'm pretty certain it will certainly pass 70-75. The acceleration rate may not be, absolutely stellar, but it'll still get there. So we've just entered the 110 mph section, because that's going to make all the difference. We're barely doing half that at the moment. So according to the ETA, we have an hour and let's call it an hour and 5 minutes. Now in the 7 previous videos, I've always arrived earlier than the ETA. The ETA states. Even in the APT vid, where I had, yeah, the disaster with the emergency brakes. I still arrived at the final stop earlier than you know, the ETA had set. I am utterly mystified as to how I did that, but nevertheless I did it. So I've no reason to suspect that you know, it's going to take us longer than the ETA that's down here. I do, however, have reason to think that I was a bit optimistic with the top speed of this thing. It is really struggling to reach 70 mph. And we're on a 110 mph speed limit, which is half a mile or so away from going up to a 125. So any HSTs who are behind me on this route, they're gonna want my fucking head on a plate by the time this runs over. So somehow we've got it up to 72. If I was doing this route in, you know, a class 87, class 86, well, you both run on this route plenty of times, class 37 runs this route, class 47, even class 57s all run this route, and we'll be doing a damn sight faster than this thing does, to say nothing about if I was in the 370. So very slowly reaching 80 mph. I am pretty sure this thing is topping out at 80. I say it's reached 80.5. But I also think this route is lulling me into a false sense of security. I have a feeling it is not going to be this simple and straightforward all the way. That was a 47 passing us there. I suspect once I start I keep going to say cruising now, once I start coasting in this thing, this speed is going to plummet. So it's at 84, but it is really struggling to go much faster than this, so I do think 85 is going to be its limit. So it turns out I actually wasn't that far away with my first estimate of the speed of this thing. This is a really pathetic horn on this. Looked like an 86, although on this route I think it would be more likely to be an 87. So we've reached 85 mph and we are surely at the top speed. Well, it's a good job we are not in an electric train anyway, because we're approaching the first neutral section. They are a bit of a pain in the arse, those things. I mean, I do realise they are necessary, but yeah, if you're in an 86 or an 87 passing one of those, so fucking awkward. So we have less than an hour to go. Not the biggest of surprises. I still have this sense that yeah, this route is lulling me into a false sense of security. I don't think it's going to stay this, you know, this straightforward for the entire run. I mean, I've got no problem if it is going to stay this straightforward, that's for sure. So what we got coming up here, that was another 47. I just have this image of yeah, a load of 125s or something trailing behind me, waiting for me to get a move on. I think it may soon be time to give the engine a bit of a break. So once we reach 60 miles to go, I will do precisely that. So 85.6 is this thing, it's absolute topped out max speed. But for a loco of this age, 85.6 is not too shabby. I'd certainly take that. I mean, it's not like the 52 is prehistoric, but right, we're below 60 miles to go. Let's give the engines a bit of a break here, so we'll coast along for a bit. Yeah, I started this video before I refilled my cup of tea, so this is the sacrifices that I make to do these vids. Now, although he hasn't made it yet, I do know that Jim has another video request up his sleeve. Judging by what he was saying, it's another video where, yeah, it's not going to be straightforward. I don't know precisely what it will be, but it has the potential to be tricky at best and properly fucking difficult at worst. Okay, so once we've coasted along and dropped down to 75 mph, we'll get the engines up and running again, get us back to 85. Did not take long. Here we go. One thing about this train, the AWS alerts are certainly loud, especially when it decides it's to blow the air horn in your face. What's this one coming up here? Another 47. No shortage of class 47s around here. Externals. It's very flat around here at the moment. I think if we had started at the sort of other end of this route, we started at Penrith, it might have been a bit more of a yeah, up and down sort of route, shall we say. Which means I still have that to look forward to. I mean, we are actually going uphill. We're on a 1 in 736. Yet another 47 going past. Having just gone past that, what looked like a passing loop, I wouldn't be remotely surprised if we end up getting diverted on the one, so that at least one at 125 or 87 gets the chance to pass us. As it is, we need to lose a bit of speed, and there's the alert. So we have a 75 mph section coming up. Really do not need much in the way of braking to get us down to that speed. We were only about 10 mph above it. We are going to be coming downhill quite well, a lot steeper than we have been anyway. You're on a 1 in 100 downward gradient. So we can let that speed us up a bit to 75 max. So we're in that 75 mph zone now, followed by a fairly sharp turn. I think we can see why this area is 75 mph. The thing with the hydraulic locos is that the brakes were a bit slow to get into action, but once they do start, they are pretty good. So it's just coming up to a 90 mph section, which of course means we will be able to go full pelt. Coming through whatever station this is. I think it might be Lancaster. Right, let's throttle up. Now if that was Lancaster, it's taken me, I think, over half hour to get there. It feels like over half hour anyway. In the APT, in the previous but one video, I did that in 12 minutes. So what else is there to say? The Steam summer sale is now over, so hopefully if you were after any Train Simulator Classic DLCs, you've been able to get at least some of what you wanted. So there's still plenty of DLC for this game that I'm interested in, but as I've said several times over the course of these videos, I'll now be waiting until Halloween. So we're now on the 125 MPH section, which I'm sure will thrill any HSTs behind me. Pretty much at full speed now. Oh no, we're approaching a speed reduction. I can now, in about 1¼ miles, I can only do 110. Thankfully it's quite a short section before I can then, you know, go back up to 125. Not sure what station this is, but clearly we were sent to a bypass track. Right, so we have an uphill section coming up. Going on for a fair few miles, so this could be the start of where things get slightly more difficult for this thing. Yeah, we are on a 1 in 131 and this gradient is slowing us down. Thankfully I had enough speed that this shouldn't pose a problem. Certainly for the time being, I've got to keep going full tilt. I'm not sure if that was an 86 or an 87. It looked more like an 86 to me, but they are both very similar. Whatever it was, it's a damn sight more powerful than this thing I'm in. So our speed is now down to 78. It looks like this uphill section though is not going on for too much longer. Downhill section, 1 in 291, so it's quite a gentle downhill, downward slope. But anything that helps our acceleration rate, I'm all in favour of. I'm certainly not going to be breaking any speed limits, that's for sure. I mean, how bad am I going to have to do on this run if I'm going to end up picking up any speeding penalties? So here we have double header that look very much like 287s. That's the first time I've seen a double header 87 in this game. So the ground has completely levelled out, we're on flat ground again. There is another uphill section coming up. Again, it looks quite gentle, it's not going to pose any problems. We are now less than 40 miles from Penrith. I have to say that even though I was expecting this run to be like really difficult and that, this has been a good run. Considering this loco really was not designed for this kind of terrain. It never ran on the West Coast main line over Shap. It ain't done too badly. So a 1 in 173 uphill section is affecting our acceleration rate. So that's definitely the mark that this is a loco that was not built for going up any kind of hills. Even something like a 1 in 173 and it's slowing us down. So I'm going to have to watch the speed in a minute because yeah, in half a mile we have a max speed reduction of taking us down to 115, and then in just over a mile we've got to then get another speed reduction taking us down to 105. I really need to watch out now, eh? There we go, we're in the 115 section. now we're in the 105 section, so yeah. But good news, we are now entering a 110 mph one. There we go, we're okay again as far as speed limit goes. Another 47. Right, and the uphill section certainly gets a bit more steep in a moment. Let's have another neutral section coming up, but yeah, we're in a diesel loco, so that is not an issue. So the gradient now is a 1 in 111, and we are starting to slow down. Oh, it's a good job we are slowing down, because we've got a 90 mph max speed reduction coming up. And we have Oxenholme station a mile and a half away. God dear, if I was in a class 86 or 87, we've got the neutral section right here, and then we've got a station like, you know, barely a mile further up the line. I would be properly fucked off about that. Especially if I had to stop at Oxenholme. I mean, if I wasn't stopping there, yeah, not a problem, but so we're in the 90 mph section, but thankfully once we pass Oxenholme we then have an increase back up to 95 coming up. So gradient has eased off a bit, it's 1 in 177. We are actually not losing any more speed at the moment, so it would appear this is the limit then. That looked very much like an 86. Okay, speed is decreasing now. Yeah, the gradient has gone up to 1 in 100. I very much get the impression that we've now entered the area where, yeah, the real fun begins. And the reason why Mr. Northlander chose this loco is now very much apparent. I mean, we're still getting through it, still trundling along just fine. Yes, our speed is going down, but in fact it's now going up. Yeah, it's leveled out to 1 in 200, so we are actually increasing speed. Just check. Yep, we are fine as far as the maximum speed goes. So we're slowing down again, It's now on a 1 in 130. But it is handy getting these sort of slightly sort of shallower gradients that give us the chance to build up a bit of speed again before it then starts dropping. So we're now on a 1 in 129, so yeah, the speed decrease may be a bit of a faster rate now. See, it's not too bad. We're less than 29 miles from Penrith. I mean, I can think of worse locos to be trying to do this route in. Well, this one is clearly far from ideal. Yeah, I can certainly think of some that would really struggle. Now 1 in 106, so speed is coming. I mean, it's not plummeting, so we're still okay. About it, we're doing 22 mph slower than our max speed. We've been going full throttle for a long old while now. So another max speed decrease coming up in 1.5 miles. Yet again, it makes absolutely fuck all difference to us. Double header 87. We're now doing less than 60. But it's very much levelling out. In fact, yeah, our speed is now going up. So we're now on 1 in 399, which is fine. I've no idea what this low gill HABD thing is. And it looks like we are now going downhill. So we're into the 90 mph section. That will drastically affect our journey. back up to 70 mph. According to the ETA, we'll reach Penrith in about 23 minutes. We have roughly 23.5 miles to go. The ground is now completely levelled out. So at least we're able to gain plenty of the speed that we lost. We're not that far off max speed, so it's a good job that we have a top speed max speed limit increase coming up in 1.5 miles. The last thing I want to do is find myself speeding in this section. Another 47. We just entered the 105 limit section. Another neutral section coming up. Another headache for plus 86 and 87 drivers. There it goes. Another 45 just standing there on the other line. It can't seriously have been there waiting for us to pass it. Certainly looks like it. Okay, so we are back uphill, 1 in 145, and it is slowing us down. But we had gained quite a lot of speed in that small downhill section. This looks like it's getting fairly steep though. So it's now a 1 in 98. I think it's going to get steeper than that. So now we're on a 1 in 75. Speed is coming down at quite a rate, well, compared to previously. already doing less than 70 mph. Gradient is 1 in 75. So this is the steepest gradient we've had to traverse so far on this journey. And we still have quite a way to go. So this is really going to slow us down to quite the relative crawl. We only have about 15 minutes or so till we reach till we reach Penrith. It's only 16 miles away, so this very much looks like the big hurdle. And I think we are now seeing precisely why Northlander wanted us to wanted Penrith Station to feature in this. See if this thing can actually get up over this hill. I'm pretty sure it will do it, but yeah, it's going to be going fairly slow by the time it actually reaches the pinnacle. And it looks like that pinnacle is about 1.5 miles away. Yeah, the Shap summit. So we're going to be doing less than 50 mph by the time we get there, but we will make it, so that's fine by me. I think we will find a closed down station on Shap Summit. So I'm pretty sure there was a Shap station closed down decades ago. I think it was one of the fucking beachy bollocks. But I think the station itself still shows in the game. After saying all this, of course it won't be there, but you know. So yeah, we are now doing less than 50. We are in an 80 mph section. 80 mph in this thing. On this section. Yeah, if only. There we are practically there. And we made it. We are on the Shap summit. I think all of that is, yeah, what's left of the Shap station. We are gaining speed again. So we are about to enter a 105 mph max speed zone. We are now 13 miles from Penrith. Now we are heading downhill, so our acceleration rate will improve quite a bit. But I think I made the right decision anyway to put Penrith as the destination rather than the starting point. So we got all of the build up and the climb to actually reach Shap summit was well, I thought it was worth waiting for. I don't know about anyone else. Ground is now level now again. Now we are going downhill, 1 in 125. The max speed is going to be reduced in 1 mile. Max speed limit is being reduced a mile to 95. Again, not going to make the slightest bit of difference to us. But amazingly, the 80 mph speed limit reduction is. So we're now doing 86 point. We're now doing 87 mph. Easily the fastest we have gone in this loco on this entire trip. But I'm going to have to try slowing us down. I can't imagine it's not going to be difficult to do so, but because on this downward gradient, this could even mean more controlled braking to slow our speed. I mean, we are picking up speed, but not at a particularly fast rate. We're into the 80 mph section. I suspect 80 is now going to be the speed limit right the way until we reach Penrith. I mean, we're less than 9 miles from there, so so much for that prediction. So we have a 105 speed limit coming up, or speed limit increase coming up. So then we really can just let it go as fast as it fucking can. Now, are we going to be able to stay within the limit, or am I going to have to start using brakes just, yeah, I am going to have to use brakes just before we got into the 105 section. So there we go, max speed now is 105, so we have nothing to worry about there. Another neutral section. Hell, I didn't realise there were so many neutral sections around here. But it has been a little while since I did any runs in 87 or 86. I do know find the neutral sections are a real pain in the arse. I'm sure this will come as no surprise to anybody, but I'm not a great driver of the 86 or 87. But the problem is, it takes me so long to get it up to, you know, like its top speed and that. So once you pass through a neutral section, you've got to start all over again. Yeah, it's not ideal. So we're now 4.5 miles from Penrith. So we are now going almost the fastest that we have done the whole route, and I am just coasting along with no power of the engines at all. The downhill section is starting to level out a little. Still 1 in 125. The max speed decrease coming up in a mile to 95. Again, not an issue, but the one after it, about another half mile after it, is yeah, 75 mph max speed limit. Obviously we will need to be braking for that one. I'm not sure what viaduct that is, but okay, 95 section there. Let's start braking for this 75. There you go, no problem. So Penrith is now just over a mile away. Another neutral section. I mean, alright, we're going to be past it, so we don't need to worry. Well, we don't need to worry about it anyway. We're not even in an electric loco, but yeah, there are plenty of them around here. As is so often the case, I've rather overdone the braking. Want to be doing around sort of 30 as we approach the platform. And there we are, Penrith station. So that was Preston to Penrith in a class 52. A loco that never went anywhere near this part of the country, but I think it did absolutely fine. Certainly did better than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be much more tricky than it was, and I have a feeling that Northlander thought it was going to be more tricky than it was, but yeah, that was great. No faults at any point, and we did it in just over an hour, so we did it quicker than yeah, expected. Nothing wrong with that at all. That was a good run, and yeah, despite my doubts, it's a pretty good loco for the job. That said, I don't plan on doing any more class 52 runs over at Shap, I have to say. But yeah, good stuff. So that is this video done. We'll see you at the next one.